Good evening and welcome to live coverage of Friday Night Football here from the Los Angeles City section. We are live at John Elway Stadium here in Granada Hills, California, as the Granada Hills Highlanders with a record of 2-0 square off against the Harvard-Westlake Wolverines with a record of 1-1. Happy you're joining us here, folks. Jeff Kurtz alongside Michael Conowitz. Michael, a great game set up here this evening for Harvard-Westlake and Granada Hills. Both teams coming off a win last week, a fairly easy win for both squads, but a big matchup here today in the second home game of the year for the Highlanders. And, yeah, Granada Hills has started the season by pitching 2 shutouts. It's going to be tough to do that tonight, though, against Harvard-Westlake. High-powered spread offense. They like to mold themselves after the Oregon Ducks. In college football, they're going to go no huddle. They've scored a lot of points and are averaging almost 500 yards of offense per game. And it's really about their quarterback, Chad Knopf, for Harvard-Westlake. He threw 448 yards passing in the season opening loss. So it's going to be an exciting matchup to see what the Granada Hills defense can do to just contain Knopf. Knopf already with 83 passing attempts in 2 games. Really, the kid's going to have to ice his arm down after every game. He's throwing the ball over 40 times a game. Meanwhile, for Granada Hills, not really tested in their first 2 games. A big matchup tonight. Their quarterback, James Lucchese, has only thrown the ball 20 times. That's not even a half for Knopf, but for Lucchese, that's been his whole season, really because they've been able to establish themselves offensively early in games, and Lucchese hasn't been needed for the full 48 minutes both weeks. And the Granada Hills offensive line has done a great job for their offense, and also just a good rushing game, almost 200 yards per game on the ground for the Highlanders. Well, folks, we are just about set and ready to go here from Granada Hills High School. Harvard-Westlake in the white jerseys with the red lettering, black pants, black helmets. They will be going from left to right on your screen. Meanwhile, Granada Hills, as soon as the special teams unit takes the field, they will be going from right to left. In the home black with the black pants, green trim, green helmets, the white lettering. Head coach Billy Parra is leading his 2-0 Highlanders into today's game. Meanwhile, Scott Ruggles at the helm for the Wolverines, again with a record of 1-1. Keys to the ball game here this evening, Michael. Well, just for Granada Hills, they struggled with some turnovers in their first game. Cleaned that up last week in the win over Sunset. That's going to be a key. They can't afford to give the ball back to Harvard-Westlake at all, and just try and contain that defense. It'll be interesting to watch the Granada Hills conditioning with the no-huddle offense of Harvard-Westlake. Sergi Gallardo set to kick off for Granada Hills, and we are underway here at John Elway Stadium. It's going to be grabbed at the 14-yard line by Harvard-Westlake. Across the 20, beyond the 25-yard line, wrestled down right there, the Wolverines return team. Nice job on the return by Harvard-Westlake's Chris Sebastian. And we'll get our first look at their quarterback, senior, 6'4", 210 pounds, Chad Knopf, who is going to step right back there behind center, and he is a load to bring down. So Knopf steps in, and he's going to be in a shotgun formation with the back to his right and 4 receivers. A man in motion, and we got penalty markers all over the place here on first down, and this is likely to go against the Wolverines. That is a movement penalty, and it's now first down and 15. Not the best start, you could say, here for Harvard-Westlake. Meanwhile, Julian Shabahang is actually starting a quarterback tonight. So go figure, Shabahang in the ball game, and he is going to have 2 players collide with him. The ball loose on the football field. Granada Hills claims they have it, and we will see. They do. Highlanders football on the first play of the game. Shabahang collides with a couple of his receivers, turns it over, and it is first down and 10, Granada Hills inside the 25-yard line. Wow. And with Harvard-Westlake coming in as the somewhat favorite in this game with so much offense, that's a huge start for Granada Hills to start inside the 20 on offense. First down and 10, Granada Hills with the ball actually inside the 20-yard line at the 19. Lucchese puts a man in motion on first down, left to right. This is a handoff running right-hand side, and a minimal gain knocked down around the 16-yard line on the play is Xavier Salazar.
And the one of the advantages that Granada Hills has over Harvard-Westlake probably is actually depth. It's an interesting balance for Harvard-Westlake because they're all about wearing out the other team with their no-huddle offense. But on the other hand, a lot of their players have to play both ways, whereas the Granada Hills sideline, a lot more players there on that end.
Second down, a gain of just 2. Man in motion right to left this time for Granada Hills. They're in the red zone. Their first possession, handoff Salazar left side. He's going to be tackled at the 15-yard line. A couple more, and it'll bring up third down. Meanwhile, we have a timeout on the field. So it looks like a Granada Hills player slow to get up on that far side. I did not catch who that is. That might be, is that Malik Thomas on that far side? The junior wide receiver had some big catches last week. Third down and 7. The ball at the 15-yard line. Play action, Lucchese rolling right. Chase throws, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Harvard-Westlake. The teams exchange turnovers picked off by Quinn Lazinski.
And a huge way for the Harvard-Westlake D to come up for their team after the offense obviously gave it away, getting it right back. And, you know, this defense, the Harvard-Westlake defense, as we just talked about, is going to be on the field a lot late in the game with how quickly their offense moves. So it's nice for them to come up big early with a stop that is tough for them to come up with later.
Nice job by Harvard-Westlake. In the red zone, stops Granada Hills on third down. Now first down and 10, and now Knopf in the game. He's going to throw across the middle. Big completion, first down. Nice pitch and catch to Clinton Hooks.
He had a lot of room there in the middle of the field. Nobody close to him down the seam. Easy first down.
First down and 10, and another penalty marker, now 2 of them, and this should be another false start against the Wolverines. Their third game of the season, but a little surprised at 2 false starts here in their first 2 possessions.
A little bit with how used to the no-huddle offense they are, and I was just about to comment before that whistle that they are kind of looking like the Oregon Ducks offense, just getting that next snap, that next ball snap so quickly, but a little out of rhythm here on the road.
Actually, that one goes against Granada Hills, jumping into the neutral zone. First down and 5, so we got Harvard-Westlake for that before we could see the official signal. Meanwhile, Knopf is going to take it all the way down inside the 30-yard line, the big man with a big run, and it's first down and 10, Harvard-Westlake in Granada Hills territory.
And he was just rumbling down the middle of the field. Didn't even quite look like a quarterback there in between all the Highlander defenders. And he actually fooled me. I thought he had handed it off.
First down and 10 with 10:13 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Well, Michael, so far we've seen a pair of turnovers. We haven't even played 2 minutes. Fans still settling into their seats here at John Elway Stadium.
And Granada Hills had been so clean after, I believe, 4 turnovers in week 1. Didn't turn the ball over a single time in the win over Sunset last week here. An early turnover for them. And after they got the ball deep in Harvard-Westlake territory.
Knopf back to pass here on first down, throwing over the middle, wide open, but misses Hooks. And nice defense on the backside. Krishawn Jackson almost had a chance at the pick.
And they've got that slant open over the middle, just wide open. Granada Hills needs to start seeing that route out of the slot coming, that's the second or third time he's been wide open.
Penalty marker down on the field. Harvard-Westlake is backing up. And let's see what the call is going to be. Clock stops with 10:02 left. Well, you could see why Knopf has been so prolific as a passer through his first 2 games. He throws a very, very good ball, as this holding penalty is going to march Harvard-Westlake back a ways. It's from the spot of the infraction. So now back at the 43-yard line goes Harvard-Westlake with a first down and 25.
Knopf already a Vanderbilt commit, and he's also helped out a lot by his center, Thomas Oser, a very good player in his own right with lots of scholarship offers himself.
Yeah, you cannot discount how difficult the long snap can be in the shotgun formation, folks, and Oser's making it look easy here so far. Good snap. Knopf back to pass, throwing a short one under the middle. Nice completion to Hooks. Hooks weaves his way downfield. He'll be hit short of the original line of scrimmage. Nice tackle in the open field by Granada Hills, and it'll bring up second down.
And Hooks a good job of just making little moves in midfield, and it seems like he has a knack for getting open, whether it's 5 yards down the field or 10 yards down the field. He's been open a lot over the middle.
Second down and 17 for Harvard-Westlake. 9:15 and counting here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Knopf takes a snap, drops back again, looking right, looking left, running out of time, running out of room. Now sets, throws a deep ball wide open at the 5. Touchdown, Harvard-Westlake. Julian Shabahang.
And I think the Granada Hills defense there got a little excited, maybe thought that he was going short and just totally bit on that. But a great job of Knopf of scrambling away and resetting his feet really well before he released that ball, and wide open for the touchdown.
Jack Temko now on for the extra point try with 9:01 left here in the first quarter. And Knopf, who just threw that touchdown pass, is the holder. This kick, plenty of leg on that one. Boy, Temko, what a leg. You can tell already on that kid. It is 7-0 here at John Elway Stadium. Granada Hills trailing here early. Harvard-Westlake, a nice drive from inside their own 20-yard line. Takes it all the way down the field. Knopf to Shabahang for the score.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, a long touchdown pass from Knopf to Shabahang, and that is the difference here early. And Granada Hills, who had a huge opportunity early on, got the fumble, and then couldn't convert inside the 20-yard line. Is it too early to say that's a huge play, Michael, or not so much?
With how breakneck quick this offense is moving and how quickly they're getting to the line, Harvard-Westlake, that is, it is a big turnover early on. It changes the whole feel of the game early on.
This is returnable from the 5-yard line. Here comes Jackson across the 20. He broke one last week for a score. This time he's going to get a nice return out to the 38-yard line, a return of 33 yards.
A good job.
Tell you what, Jackson, I'm sorry, Michael, to interrupt, but Jackson looks like the kind of kid who every time he touches the ball could break one.
He does. Very lucky for Harvard-Westlake that Quinn Luzinski was able to make the tackle there, touchdown-saving tackle, and again, just one little play by one player avoids the game from being tied. These little things end up becoming big as Harvard-Westlake, if they are able to maintain their tempo on offense, is able to try to wear down Granada Hills. The plays early in the game become bigger later in the game.
Well, both teams know how to put up points. Here's a handoff. Salazar around the right-hand side. Nice pursuit by the linebackers. Harvard-Westlake's captain, Corey King, makes the hit. And that is a loss of a yard. Second down and 11.
And Granada Hills will keep it on the ground quite a lot. They're only averaging 114 per game through the first couple of weeks through the air and almost 200 on the ground.
Though I'll tell you, for Lucchese, he hasn't had to throw, especially last week. He only played the first half against Sun Valley in a big win for Granada Hills. It was really the running game that spurred them. They were trying to grind down clock. So perhaps not an accurate measure of his passing skills so far through the first two games. Lucchese now in the shotgun. On second down 11, maybe a passing situation. He's going to play action and roll to his left. Nice dump off to the tight end. Good gain right there. Bryson Bowman, one of our players of the game last week, in addition to Lucchese, gets close to a first down.
And the offensive line for Granada Hills it came up big last week in the win over Sunset, and they're looking good so far tonight. They sold that play fake very well and got Lucchese a lot of time to throw.
Third down and 2, a gain of 9. Bowman had a big catch for a touchdown last week. I'll tell you what, he is a if you were to design a tight end, you would design one who looked like Bryson Bowman. I mean, he is prototypical and is now lining up on the left-hand side at the edge. Lucchese under center, 2 receivers to the far side, a back in the backfield, offset eye left. Lucchese is going to give to the fullback. Nice job on the trap. He's got a first down plus. Knocked down in Harvard-Westlake territory goes Garrett Gamble. I'll tell you what, that was well designed. The Harvard-Westlake linebackers ran right by him.
The Wolverines, they just were not expecting the run at all on that third and long. Good play call and good execution by the offensive line. A lot of room to run for Granada Hills.
7 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Harvard-Westlake scored on their last possession, a touchdown pass of 33 yards. Empty backfield now for Lucchese. Gamble slightly offset to the left behind Bowman, the tight end. Now man in motion is Jackson. Handoff Jackson heading left, trying to get around the outside. He'll get a couple. Inside the 45, down to the 44-yard line, a gain of 3.
And that'll be another interesting thing to watch is how Granada Hills does choose to attack their offensive game plan. Do they want to keep the ball on the ground yet again to keep the clock running and keep the ball out of Knopf's hands?
I'll tell you what, Corey King right now for Harvard-Westlake is doing his best Brian Urlacher imitation. I mean, that guy is running sideline to sideline. He lines up on the left-hand side, number 21, and he made that tackle all the way to the near sideline from the far sideline. That is great pursuit. Second down and 7. Out of the shotgun, Lucchese rolls right. Sets up, pressure coming, down he goes.
And he's got to get rid of that a little quicker, but the blitz definitely worked. Wasn't expecting that, I don't think, was any of the Granada Hills offense.
Schlossberg and King combine on the sack. So Corey King's got a couple of tackles, and he's got a half a sack in this game, and we're just barely halfway through the quarter. 5:30 left here in the first, and now third down and 17 for Granada Hills. And, boy, you're going to have to dig a little deeper into the playbook here if you're Lucchese. Coach Parra, I don't know, maybe a field position battle right here?
Yeah, you might have to settle for it. Maybe even some kind of a draw play. The game on the ground for the Highlanders has been working pretty well.
They have to hurry up here, though. They've spent a lot of time. Lucchese, quick pass is on the blitz. He's going to do a wide receiver screen far side, and that is not going to get very much. Nice job by Harvard-Westlake blitzing from the outside. The ball to the 43-yard line, and that is going to be a loss of a couple more. It'll be fourth down and long.
Able to sniff out that screen pretty well, and not quite having enough time to let the defenders for Harvard-Westlake come far enough towards Lucchese to create room for the receiver to run after the screen pass.
Fourth down and 19 after a loss of 2. The punt almost blocked. Low, end over end, takes a beautiful bounce for Granada Hills. Inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line. Wow. Dylan Green connects on one that goes 56 yards on the bounce. And first and 10 for Harvard-Westlake, and this is going to take all the Wolverines offense has to muster right now to go 99 yards. Well, Knopf back in the ball game, and he's standing in his end zone. He's got 2 receivers to either side and a back to his right. From deep in his own end on first down. Maybe a time for a blitz for Granada Hills. Knopf moves his running back to the left to set up for blitz protection on the right. Back to pass. Knopf looking on the out pattern. Nice play. Pass complete, and that will be enough for a first down. Chris Sebastian with a grab for the Wolverines.
And a little quick pass there gets Harvard-Westlake some room to work with, and all of a sudden, out of their own end zone, that's a huge play on first down.
Granada Hills making some quick switches as Harvard-Westlake foregoing the huddle. Meanwhile, nice tackle in the backfield by the Highlanders as Garrett Robinson loses yardage on the play. That's their first significant running play to the running back as Knopf is actually carried for a long gain. Second down and 13.
And the Highlanders are going to run. They want to get that ball snapped as quickly as possible to keep the Highlanders off balance.
Knopf takes his time, takes the snap. Sets up, looking left, throwing left. Pass complete in the seam. That's going to be enough for a first down. I'll tell you what, Vanderbilt is going to be getting a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking pretty good tonight. And his receivers are doing a great job of getting open, even with a small space. And, Knopf is putting it right in there through a window.
The ball at the 29-yard line of the Wolverines. Clock stops and now restarts. 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. This drive started at the 1-yard line, and in 3 plays, the Wolverines have moved 28 yards. Man in motion. Handoff. Wide receiver end around to the near side. Nice blocking on the edge, but good pursuit by the Highlanders. Getting in on the tackle, David Salazar. We've got a penalty marker down, as that was Corey King on the carry. We'll see.
It's in the area of holding or possibly offsides.
This is going to be a hold against Harvard-Westlake, who has piled up a few penalties in this game. That's their third. Just one so far for Granada Hills.
And, that's a big break for the Granada Hills defense. Finally, they can take a breath, take a few steps, not sprinting, and try and get their heads around this Harvard-Westlake offense.
It's going to be first down and not quite 20. They're calling it 1st and 20 officially. We'll run with that. As Knopf in the shotgun again. Here's an inside handoff. King dodges the first line of defense, but great pursuit. Granada Hills defensively very good against the run.
Very good against the run, and I think Harvard-Westlake probably has an idea of that, but they do want to keep Granada Hills off balance in another way, which is, not throw the ball every time. Make them keep their eyes on the run too.
Angel Valadez, the middle linebacker for Granada Hills, with that last tackle. 2:35 left here in the first quarter. Second down, and 19 after a gain of 1. Knopf puts the back to his left. 3 receivers far side. He's looking left. He's going to throw. He's got a man wide open. Complete first down plus into Highlander territory. Tackled at the 35-yard line. Shabahong again. What a catch. Boy, that kid is getting open.
And he just got behind all the Highlander defenders, and tough for Granada Hills. You just can't, you always say it, but it's tough in high school sometimes. You can never let somebody get behind your deepest man.
Shabahang took a little bit of a knock to the head, and with the emphasis on concussion and concussion prevention at the high school level, very much emphasized on the football field amongst other sports, they're taking a look at him on the sideline. Meanwhile, 1st and 10 from the Highlander 35. Option right with a little bit of steam and running room. A nice gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards on a first down carry. That was Alex Cadiff on the carry. And this will bring up second down and a long 3, maybe 3.5. 1:40 left here in the first quarter. Again, this drive started at the 1-yard line. Knopf barking out the signals. Got 5 receivers this time, 3 to the far side. Knopf takes a snap, looks down the middle, looks left, has time, all kinds of time. Great protection, throws underneath, pass complete, near side. Nice job coming back to the football. The running back, Cadiff. And the pass caught inside the 20-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down.
Great job by Knopf of not freaking out when he saw the defenders in his face, able to know where his check down receiver is going to be and just dump it off for a gain. First down, no less.
Great job by Cadiff, too, coming back to the football when he saw his quarterback in trouble. Knopf on first down, give to Cadiff, who hits the line of scrimmage, bounces off a tackler, shakes another one, keeps his feet, dodges a few more, and then loses his footing and falls down at the 17-yard line. Cadiff, a run, a 2-yard run, but that's probably one of the better 2-yard runs you're ever going to see.
Yeah, I thought we might have a little pitch and
a lateral
play there at the end, but
officials correctly ruled that the ground caused that ball to pop loose. Substitute in for Cadiff. That's Garrett Robinson now to the left of Knopf in the backfield. Under 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Knopf with all day. Rolling left, still rolling, sets up, end zone, touchdown.
And I think it's just tough for the Granada Hills defense with how quickly the Harvard-Westlake Wolverine offense is getting the ball snapped and just moving at a pace above the high school level almost.
Knopf to Hooks for a 17-yard score. And I'll tell you what, if you give Knopf all day to throw, eventually someone's going to get open, and that's what happened there. Great protection by the offensive line on that play. Extra point try by Temco is good. And with 21.4 seconds left in the first quarter of play, Granada Hills defense looking for some answers. That was a 99-yard drive, culminating in that 17-yard touchdown pass.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games at YouTube on youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, Michael, it seems imperative right here that Granada Hills get on the board. You are not going to be able to, I think, against a high-powered offense like Harvard-Westlake, get down by 3 scores and expect to come back.
No, and just you got to get on the board and string together some first downs to keep some of those defenders on the sideline and let them get a breath of fresh air, because they're not going to get many breaths when the Harvard-Westlake offense is on the field.
Well, Granada Hills is playing zone, but if Knopf is going to get that much time, he's going to pick the zone apart. I mean, he is not being bothered at all back there in the backfield. Meanwhile, Temco's set to kick off. Temco, a low-line drive. This is going to be going off an up man at the 20-yard line, picked up finally at the 12 by the Highlanders. This is Mendoza bouncing to the outside. Good return out near the 30-yard line. Nolan Mendoza is going to give his team good field position, but now can Granada Hills move the football? They, on their first 2 possessions, ended up with a loss of yards on their second possession, having to punt, and the first time turned it over on a 3rd and 7. So negative yardage so far for Granada Hills. That is not something their offense is used to. Ball at the 30-yard line. 12.4 seconds left in the first quarter. 14-0 Harvard-Westlake. Lucchese going shotgun. On first down, high snap, pulls it down with the left hand. Late handoff to his running back, and that delay may have helped him, as Xavier Salazar picks up good yardage out to the 37-yard line, maybe the 38. We'll see where the spot is, but that will be the last play of the first quarter. We'll first give you down and distance. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. Harvard-Westlake on the road bursts out to a 14-0 lead on a pair of touchdown passes from their star quarterback, Chad Knopf. You're following the action here on Friday Night Football on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com and the Play On High School Sports Network.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday Night Football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. And so a first down for Granada Hills, and we'll see if they can keep the ball moving. Again, keep Knopf off the field from the Wolverines. Came into this game before he even threw a pass with 707 yards through the air and 7 touchdowns. That'd be a good season for some high school quarterbacks.
Well, not, though, the best performance by a high school quarterback in the state of California. That belongs to a young man up in Folsom who has thrown for 10 touchdown passes and over 1,000 yards in his first 2 games. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Folsom Bulldogs out of the Sac Joaquin section. But Knopf is making a case, and he has certainly done very well so far through the first 12 minutes of this game. Granada Hills with a 2nd down and 2, actually, after a Salazar 8-yard carry. Nice evening here in Granada Hills, California, in the San Fernando Valley. Is a little bit warmer last week, but a beautiful evening. And a nice breeze blowing from the far side of the football field to the near side, the Harvard-Westlake side. You might be able to hear that through our microphones in the background, folks. That is the wind. Officials give the go-ahead. Lucchese looking for his first down of the game. Takes a snap. Handoff. Salazar again. He's should be close. He's got it. Across the 40 near the 41-yard line. He needed to, and I think he got exactly that. Well, I think it's smart, and correct me if you think otherwise, Michael. The Granada Hills is not panicking, and they're staying with their game plan and keeping the ball on the ground.
Yeah, the ground game is what's made them successful thus far, so stick with it, and again, run a little bit of that clock and give your defenders that are on the Granada Hills sideline a little bit longer of a break, but keep putting those first downs together because you do need to get a score here, just from a momentum aspect to show Harvard-Westlake you are here to play.
1st down and 10. And now we've got a whistle. And let's see if this is a timeout. Yep, timeout. Timeout is called by Granada Hills. That is their first timeout. And talking it over here on the near sideline, Harvard-Westlake's defense. Meanwhile, on the far side of the football field, Granada Hills. And offensively, why the timeout there, Michael, in your opinion? What do you think the coaching staff saw where they required a timeout right there on 1st and 10?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I didn't see exactly what was going on. That's an unfortunate use of a timeout, I would say, to have it be 1st and 10 after a quarter break and have to call the timeout there. But, with the snaps obviously limited and possessions limited, if they saw something that didn't look good, they got to really – this drive is just so important. So important to put some first downs together and get a score on the board.
Boy, yeah, you can't see Granada Hills going down 21-0 against Harvard-Westlake and mounting a comeback. But if they can stay within 7 after this drive, still a long way to go. They just picked up their first down of the game, did the Highlanders here on their home field. Lucchese puts Bowman, the tight end, to the right. Steps into the pistol formation. Officials getting things sorted out here after the timeout. Don't know if this is an equipment issue or what, but whatever it is, our near sideline official has resolved it to his satisfaction. 11:26 left in the half. Lucchese on a fake, rolls left, steps up, throwing a deep ball as a man open, underthrows him, incomplete.
And almost intercepted. The Highlanders getting away with one there.
Boy, Jackson had a step, and if Lucchese had hit him in stride, that would have been 6. But instead, the ball underthrown, and Harvard-Westlake almost with a pick, unable to make the play. 2nd down and 10. Boy, you like the play call, and it certainly worked. Lucchese just not able to get enough under. That is tough when you're throwing against your body, fading to your left, and you throw right-handed. That interception on the play, or at least the deflection, Garrett Robinson knocked that one down for the Wolverines. 2nd down and 10. High snap, Lucchese handoff through the line. Salazar going to keep those legs moving forward to the 46, maybe the 47-yard line. Gain of 5, a much more makeable 3rd and 5 coming up here.
And love the call. I was wondering what they would do with a 2nd and long, sticking with the ground game, and that is another good thing with the Granada Hills ground game is that because or make that Harvard-Westlake is more short-staffed and a lot of their players do have to play both ways. That could come back to help the Highlanders later in the game, maybe wear out the Harvard-Westlake defenders.
Lucchese on 3rd and 5 is going to sprint out left, away from trouble, but not so much. Deflected away. Great pressure by Harvard-Westlake. That time Chase Klein got in there to make the deflection, and that'll bring up 4th down. So the Wolverines defense has been playing tough here in the early going, and they're forcing the punting unit on again for Granada Hills. Dylan Green, who last time got a friendly bounce and boomed it 56 yards. This time, the line of scrimmage, his 46. He's standing inside his 35. Garrett Robinson back to receive. He's around his 20-yard line. Green drops the ball. The punt is blocked. Picked up by Harvard-Westlake, and falling on at the 35-yard line on the punt block is Olan Moonwhite. Wow, that is as good as a turnover for Harvard-Westlake, and the Wolverines in business, and for the first time in the game, Knopf has a short field to work with, and that makes it even more dangerous.
Yeah, to pick that one up off the ground, and that little momentary break in his follow through, or his process of kicking, just enough for Harvard-Westlake to get on the block.
5 receivers for Knopf, 2 to the near side. He's looking right. He's got all day. He's throwing a deep ball. He's got 2 guys to choose from. 1 play, touchdown.
And I was thinking that maybe it was good for Granada Hills that Harvard-Westlake had the good field position. That was the one time they were able to get the stop as far as when Harvard-Westlake actually started in good field position. But so much for that theory. 1 strike, and they're up 3 scores.
Knopf has 3 touchdown passes, and we are just 10 minutes and 15 seconds into the second quarter. Temko for the extra point try, and that is good. Wow. 21-0 Harvard-Westlake. You're following the action on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com, and the Play On High School Sports Network.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, folks, you just watched the Harvard-Westlake cheerleaders pump out 21 push-ups. After they did 14 earlier and 7 after that, they're going to be in the best conditioned cheerleaders in the entire league with the way this offense puts up points. I don't know. Some of them are stretching out down there afterward like, wow, okay. How many points does this team average a week? How many times am I going to have to do this?
They're going to need a special visit from the Oregon Duck.
I'll tell you what, the Harvard-Westlake fans at home should probably join in and do some drop down in your den, folks, and drop some push-ups on your every time your team scores. This is a team that can put up some points. Here's the kickoff, Temko. He's going to boom a deep one, and this one is going to go off the goalpost.
Wow.
That's just showing off right there. Touchback, and Granada Hills, who has 1 first down in the game and trails 21-0, is going to be staring at a long field.
Temko's leg, though, reminding me of a young Sebastian Janikowski.
Exactly, except Temko booting with the right foot, Janikowski the left. But still, that is pretty amazing. And what a weapon. If you've got a kicker who can routinely put the ball in the end zone for touchbacks, you get the sense that Temko, the first 2 squibs were by design, not because of the skill set. Meanwhile, Granada Hills, with 10:15 left in the half, a long road ahead of him. On first down, handoff Salazar. He's through the first line of defense, and he's going to squeeze it out to the 23-yard line. Very close to breaking it right there, 2nd down and 7.
Coming in with the two tight end set, they're not gonna abandon their game plan and their game, which is the run game. They don't want to, freak out. It is a big deficit here, 21-0, but they have to just keep doing what they're good at. Still a lot of time left in this game.
Michael preaching calm on the Granada Hills sideline. We'll see if they respond. Actually, a gain of 4 on first down. Oh, nope, 3 is the official. 2nd down and 7. Nice job, our producer Daniel Gutierrez on top of it this evening. As this time a penalty marker down. Salazar tackled for a loss, but hold everything. Clock stops with 9:25 remaining in the half. 21-0 Harvard-Westlake. And unofficial indication from Harvard-Westlake players is it's against Granada Hills. This is a motion penalty, and it is declined. Nice job by Chris Sebastian of the Wolverines calling that one for us. And on the loss, let's see where they spot this. It's going to be 3rd down and 9, a loss of 2. Boy, this Harvard-Westlake defense. The offense has been getting the publicity, but the defense has been playing very well against a Granada Hills team that is also not shy about putting points on the scoreboard. 3rd down and 9 for Lucchese. Lucchese the snap, looking left, throwing left, big pass, first down. If you need a first down, look for your tight end. And Bowman hauls it in at the 35-yard line, and we may see a lot of that the rest of the evening from the Highlanders.
Bowman, a key returning tight end for the Highlanders, all-league selection last year, and a big first down. The Highlanders had to have that first down.
Yeah, they can't let their defense get back out on the field with the goose egg still up on the scoreboard. If it was important for Granada Hills to score on their last possession, it is critical here. Lucchese under center. From his 35, short drop, and he's going to hit Jackson on the far side of the field and into Harvard-Westlake territory at the 47-yard line, another first down. Great timing route right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great little 2 or 3 step drop by Lucchese and a great quick route up the sideline.
Granada Hills starting to get a little momentum offensively. Lucchese under center. Going to hand off up the middle. Salazar is going to take it inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line for a nice gain of 4 on first down.
Back to the run. You'll see the Highlanders do that. Again, still 8.5 minutes left in the half. So, if you get a score, all of a sudden this is a reachable game for the Highlanders again.
They're going to need to get a stop defensively, which they've only been able to do once in 4 chances against Harvard-Westlake. But right now the offense giving the defense a little bit of a breather for Granada Hills. The Highlanders moving the football. 2nd down and 6. 8:02 left in the half. Handoff Salazar. Met at the line of scrimmage. Boy, that guy is difficult to stop in the backfield. He's going to get a yard out of that. Probably should have been stopped for a loss. But nice job by Salazar picking up 1. Once again, in on the tackle, Corey King, who seems to be everywhere defensively for the Wolverines. He's going to come off the field right now for the moment as his helmet popped off at the end of that play. Ball at the 42-yard line of Harvard-Westlake. 3rd down and 5. Lucchese under center, back in the backfield. 2 receivers to either side. Lucchese, here comes the pressure, doesn't see it coming, and he is stuffed. Mike Mapes. Oh, my goodness.
And Mapes just coming off the left side, and Lucchese just didn't see him coming at all, and thought he'd get rid of it, but just didn't see him coming.
Mapes got 2 steps, realized he had a free shot at the quarterback, and ran through Lucchese. 4th down and 13. And the punting unit on. This is a high punt, a short punt. It is going to take a Granada Hills bounce inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. And that is where Harvard-Westlake will take over. That time Chris Kim doing the punting for Granada Hills. And so Harvard-Westlake with 6:51 left in the half, leading 21-0, and Knopf with the opportunity to put more points on the board for the Wolverines.
Again, that was just such a big 3rd down stop, and I almost thought that was going to be 4th down territory, but clearly when it's 4th and that long, they had to get rid of it.
Handoff Robinson, 1st down. Big hole Robinson in the secondary. Makes a nice move, and he's going to be tackled in midfield. Gain of 23 yards and a 1st down for the Wolverines, who right now are starting to run roughshod over Granada Hills.
And it's really on big plays like that, it's now the officials that are slowing down the Wolverines just like that to midfield, and now they have to wait for the chains to get moved. That's almost just a break for Granada Hills, that much more of a breather.
Knopf gives to his back. A limited gain, 2, maybe 3 for King.
And you
that
can
is
see
Corey
they're
King on the carry.
Right back at the line of scrimmage, ready to get the next play snapped.
Well, and credit to the offensive line for Harvard-Westlake as well. They're giving Knopf all day. They're opening up big holes now in the running game. 2nd down and 7. Knopf takes the snap. Has, again, all day. Here is a deep route down the sideline and is going to be incomplete. Knopf ends up hitting the ground at the end of the play. Nice pressure applied by Brian Coscuela. And taking exception was one of the offensive linemen for Harvard-Westlake, Thomas Oser, the center at 6'5", 290. Got right in Coscuela's face at the end of that play. As a good offensive lineman would.
Yeah, protecting his quarterback, and he moved over from left tackle to center, and Coach Scott Ruggles credits that move with Oster just doing such a good job with the long snapping, with the shotgun sets that they have is a big part of why the Harvard-Westlake offense is having so much success.
3rd down and 7 after the incompletion. The first one in a while for Knopf, who's now going to throw into traffic, incomplete, a little bit behind his receiver. That was intended for Hassan Smith. It'll bring up 4th down, and Harvard-Westlake, we'll see if they're going to go for it here. Given the way their defense has been playing, why not? 4th down and 7, and that's exactly what they're going to do unless Knopf is going to attempt a quick kick. Clock stops with 5:51 left in the half.
And you have to wonder at what point here the conditioning really starts to play a part with this Harvard-Westlake offense moving so quickly.
Well, it certainly doesn't help Granada Hills' defense. I think this favors the offense.
Absolutely.
Knopf with the back to his right. 2 receivers either side. Has time, sets up all day, throws across the middle. Man open, Smith, and he's going to be hit at the 20-yard line. A gain of 30 yards and a first down. 27 yards and a first down.
And a big stick there at the end by Velasquez, but another first down for Harvard-Westlake now deep in Granada Hills territory.
5 receivers. This time a handoff running right. Harvard-Westlake inside the 20. Down around the 15-yard line goes Desmond Butler. Clock continues to move. 5:25 remaining. And now we've got an injured Wolverine down on the field. Looks like getting back to the huddle. Or not even the huddle, but just lining up. I don't know if someone cramped up or turned an ankle. Timeout on the field right now. That was Hassan Smith, who just made that catch a moment ago and was hit in the leg on the tackle, but I believe he was hitting the right leg, and now they're working on his left. And that was a play ago. Well, folks, you're following the action here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. We are in the second quarter here at Granada Hills High School, John Elway Stadium, as you see Smith walking off the field. So hopefully nothing more than a quick leg cramp that he was able to get rid of. But, folks, we're covering games not only around the state of California, but around the country this weekend, every weekend, starting on Fridays on PlayOnSports.com, plus games during the week. We've got girls volleyball in the Los Angeles City section on Monday, as Taft High School will be playing Verdugo Hills. Hope you'll join us for that coverage here from the San Fernando Valley. And more football next Friday. Games from San Diego, Los Angeles, Fresno and Bakersfield, Chico, Redding, Sacramento, the Bay Area, San Jose. We are all over the place here on PlayOnSports.com.
Over 100 football games on PlayOnSports.com tonight.
Under 5 minutes to play. In this football game, Harvard-Westlake leading 21-0 and in the red zone at the 14. Man in motion, play action, throw, lob, corner, going up for it and making the catch. Back corner of the end zone. Look what I found. Anthony Uloa.
And some of the Granada Hills defenders there hoping they can pick that one off, but you got to keep at least one man right on your receiver there, and he was able to run free in the back of the end zone and just pull it down and drag a foot for the touchdown.
It looked like that the pass was going to Clinton Hooks, so Granada Hills secondary collapsed on Hooks as Temco gets the extra point. But then instead, the ball floated over Hooks, over the defenders, and running in the pattern in the back of the play, Uloa, who made the grab in the corner for the touchdown. 28-0 with 4:43 left in the half, and a stunned Granada Hills crowd on the far side. And once again, the Harvard-Westlake cheerleaders, the best conditioned cheerleading squad in the San Fernando Valley, 28 push-ups. I'm feeling some empathy, Michael. We might have to start doing that ourselves up here. We might have to make the whole crew do this.
Absolutely.
We might be the best conditioned broadcast team in the Play on Sports Network if we do that today.
Yeah.
28 first half points, and Granada Hills, boy, they are going to have an interesting halftime with head coach Billy Parra. How do you bounce back from that? And they do have 2 timeouts to work with, do the Highlanders, and with 4:43 remaining in the half, they certainly have plenty of time to get some points on the board, and Granada Hills will start out with a football. So it's now screaming that a touchdown is required for the Highlanders. Temco is going to kick this one along the ground. Jackson is going to grab it with his left hand at the 5-yard line. Penalty marker down. Jackson tackled at the 22. A return of 17 yards. But Granada Hills may be having a tougher field ahead of them if this one's going to go against the Highlanders. Holding Granada Hills. That is only their second penalty, but it doesn't make their job any easier right here.
Yeah, a tough one to start the drive. I believe it was their last drive that they started out and had to burn a timeout before the first play of that drive, and now starting out with a penalty before the drive even starts.
Back to the 10-yard line. 4:36 showing on the clock. We're in the second quarter. 2 timeouts for Granada Hills and 90 yards between where the Highlanders are starting and the end zone. Lucchese watching a defense that's shifting around. Takes a snap, play action, rolling left, throwing underneath. Nice catch by the tight end. Bowman pulls it down, but maybe a yard at best. No gain, in fact, is the call. Second down and 10. A great juggling catch. Nets 0 for Granada Hills. Boy, what can you say about Chad Knopf and this Harvard-Westlake offense? 4 first-half touchdown passes for Knopf. Second down and 10 for Granada Hills. Clock under 3:55 remaining. This is a handoff running near side, breaking into the secondary. Nice run for Gamble. He's across the 25, out near the 27-yard line. That'll stop the clock temporarily while the chains move. A first down for the Highlanders.
And something the Granada Hills offense did pre-snap fooled Harvard-Westlake. Their defensive line shifted to the right before the snap, and that created a lot of room running to the right on the Granada Hills, from the Granada Hills perspective, I should say.
Well, it's a nice counter play. The counters have actually been working for Granada Hills, but you can't go to that same well all the time. Really, that's been their best play, or looking for Bowman on a pass pattern. Lucchese under center. He does another counter. This time Gamble again. Gamble's got a first down and more out to the 44-yard line. Nice fake toss sweep left, inside handoff. Gamble running back to the near side. Nets more yardage, gain of 17, and a first down.
Couple good runs in a row. Maybe think about play action pass here. You could keep it on the ground as well, as it's working, but it'd be nice to see them maybe mix it up.
Under 3:10 to play. First half. Bowman out. A couple of substitutions in. David Salazar checks in. Lucchese's going to send Malik Thomas to the near side. Gamble comes out. Two backs in the backfield. Split with Lucchese, who's going to hand it off. Running up the middle, keeping the legs moving. Out near the 48-yard line goes Xavier Salazar for a short gain. And maybe Granada Hills uses a timeout here. They're going to keep it in the hurry-up. That's going to be spotted at the 48-yard line, a gain of 4, 2nd and 6, but now only 2:30 left in the half. How big would it be, though, for Granada Hills to get a score at halftime and know you're going to get the ball to start the second half of play?
It'd be pretty huge. Still, it would be obviously a 21-point deficit, but just give the Highlanders some hope that they can stick in this.
Same formation for Lucchese. This time he fakes to Salazar. Here comes the pressure. Lucchese's down. Back at the 46-yard line. What pressure by Harvard-Westlake. That time Albert Choi with the sack. Choi's got a sack. Mapes had a sack that was an exclamation point. There's been a half sack each. One half went to Corey King earlier in the game. The other half went to Schlossberg. 3 sacks in the ball game for Harvard-Westlake.
And I like the play-action fake call there, but Harvard-Westlake didn't buy it, and the play fake actually allowed the Wolverines to get right to Lucchese.
They're just swarming the offensive line. I mean, they're sending more guys than Granada Hills has bodies to block them. Lucchese under center on 3rd and 8. Inside handoff again, and this time Harvard-Westlake is ready. No gain, actually a loss, and it's now going to bring up 4th down and 10. And we've got a whistle, and Harvard-Westlake may use a timeout here. They are. They've got 2 left with 1:08 to go in the half, and when your quarterback has thrown for 4 touchdowns in the first half and is named Chad Knopf, why not give him an opportunity? Even if you get the ball deep in your own end, he can move the ball up the field quickly.
Yeah, why take the foot off the pedal if it's working? Take another step from the Harvard-Westlake perspective at putting that nail in the coffin.
4th down and 10. And on 4th down and 9, after a loss of 1, the punting unit is going to come on for Granada Hills. I'll tell you what, how this game started for Harvard-Westlake, where Shabahang was in the game to start out at quarterback, running the Wildcat to begin things. There was a penalty for the Wolverines, and then they fumbled the ball on their next play, and Granada Hills took over in the red zone and then turned it over on 3rd down, and Knopf came on, scored, and you hate to say there's such a big play so early in a game when there's so much time left, but that has certainly been a critical play, Granada Hills' inability to score early. Punting unit on. Robinson back to receive. Green gets this one away. It is a low-line drive. It is going to take a Highlander bounce inside the 20, inside the 15. I'll tell you what, Green is enjoying this new turf field that was put in last week. He gets another nice bounce and the ball at the 14-yard line, and with 57.5 seconds left and 2 timeouts, Harvard-Westlake takes over deep in their own end. Folks, stay tuned at halftime. Michael and I are going to step away for a few moments and then come back with a halftime show, as right now 28-0 Harvard-Westlake, and they're taking over. Knopf takes a snap on 1st down. Looking left again all day. A laser out to the 30-yard line and doing the Texas two-step along the sideline. The catch is made by Chris Sebastian, 1st down.
And as you noted earlier, Granada Hills just sitting back in that deep zone coverage, just trying to keep their men deeper than the deepest Harvard-Westlake player, but it's opening up so much room in the middle.
52.3 seconds left. Clock stopped as Sebastian got out of bounds. Again, a 1st and 10. Knopf looking left, throwing across the middle, and King drops the football. He started to look upfield to see where the defense was, and he forgot the pigskin. 2nd down and 10.
47.5 seconds almost feels like a lot of time for Knopf.
That's like a decade for Knopf. He's scored in 1 play. He's taken his team on a 99-yard drive. Kid's done a little bit of everything here in the first half. 2nd and 10. Knopf, this time a handoff. King with a football. King trying to get out of bounds, stays in bounds, and then gets the first down. That will stop the clock temporarily while the chains move. The ball out to the 45-yard line. And the clock will stop for a moment with 37.6 left in the second quarter. Officials start it up again. Harvard-Westlake up to the line quickly. Knopf looking down the field, throws, and that one got away from him a little bit. Looking for Sebastian, incomplete. Pressure came in late by Elijah Juarez. And that may have caused Knopf to let that one go a little bit sooner than he would have liked.
Good job by Juarez getting in his face. Still 25 seconds, just a couple plays away.
That's only the second time Knopf has been touched in this game. He's been knocked down twice, but really has not been pressured much. 2nd and 10. 25 seconds left. Knopf now running for his life. He's going to throw it away. Smart play. Clock will stop with exactly 18 seconds remaining. 3rd down and 10. Boy, if the Highlanders can get a stop here. Oh, wait, now penalty marker. Now another penalty marker. After the play is over. We've got intentional grounding is the call. So that will not only be a penalty but a loss of down as Knopf throwing the ball away, but there was no one in the vicinity. Well, the intention was good. The execution.
Yeah, you had to get rid of it.
Yeah, better than taking a sack. But now back at their own 30-yard line, 3rd down and 24. Knopf with 18 seconds left in the half, and now a penalty marker again. This will be the 5th penalty, really one of the few blemishes on Harvard-Westlake's record in the first half has been their 5 penalties.
That's really the only thing that's stopping them is themselves.
That's a 5-yard loss on the false start. We're running out of battery in the calculator to count the down and distance on this one, folks. 3rd and 29. Knopf back at his 25-yard line, 16.4 seconds remaining. Knopf is going to keep it on the ground. Smart play here. King maybe just looking to run out the clock. King's going to get 5 of those yards back to the 30-yard line, but Harvard-Westlake will be content to let the clock wind down. And why not? They're on the road. They lead by 4 scores. 28-0 is the score here at halftime. Folks, we're going to take a quick break here on PlayOnSports.com, then come back on with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show. As we will return in just a few moments. Your score at the half, 28-0, Harvard-Westlake leading Granada Hills. On your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com and the Play On High School Sports Network. Halftime here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. We are in Granada Hills, California, in the San Fernando Valley. And right now, Harvard-Westlake has been running roughshod over the host, Granada Hills Highlanders. 28-0 our halftime score. Jeff Kurtz alongside Michael Conowitz, our producer tonight, Daniel Gutierrez, videographer Jared Nelson. And as we look at the first half, you can pretty much stop and start with 4 touchdown passes from the quarterback for Harvard-Westlake, Chad Knopf. What an outstanding performance.
And, Knopf, again, a Vanderbilt commit, and you see why. And, a lot of other talented players on offense. Thomas Ozer, his center, doing a great job of what's really tough in high school, doing the long snap, shotgun snap style offense, doing a good job protecting him as well. And he has Knopf does some good receivers that he's been with for a long time. One receiver that he's played with since they were kids, and you can see that they have that chemistry going, and just so much skill and moving the ball so quickly and really quickly wearing down the Granada Hills defense a little bit.
Well, Granada Hills has not been able to stop Harvard-Westlake that often. Only 2 times out of 6, one on a turnover early, but meanwhile the Granada Hills offense has been completely stymied by the Harvard-Westlake defense, which is exactly the opposite of what Granada Hills fans saw last week in the big win, 50-plus points over Sun Valley.
And, the defense for Harvard-Westlake has had, I don't know if you want to call them troubles, but they've given up some points with how quickly the Harvard-Westlake offense scores and how quickly they get off the field. But really a lot of credit goes to the defense for making a couple of those big stops early, not letting the Highlanders get in any kind of rhythm and just give the ball right back to that high-powered Wolverine offense, and then it just all goes downhill from there.
Well, now, Michael, as we look to the second half here, and we're probably about 4 or 5 minutes away, folks, from the start of the second half, so you're not missing anything so far. As we look to the second half, what do you see that Granada Hills needs to do in order to get themselves back in the game? They are going to start out with the football to begin the second half of play, so an opportunity, but they do trail by 4 scores. Is hope lost here for Granada Hills, or are you pecking at it one play at a time?
It's a tough hill to climb for Granada Hills the way it's been going. I just don't see, even if Granada Hills gets the offense going, gets a couple of scores on the board, it's going to be tough to stop Harvard-Westlake, their offense, that is, what kind of rhythm it's gotten into. They're going to need a lot of big stops.
Well, they certainly are, and then they're going to need some offensive production. What adjustments are you making if you're Granada Hills at halftime?
I think you need to still go back to the run game a little bit. I know it's late to run the ball when you're down 28-0, but you can't completely abandon that when that's been the key to your offensive success. Run the ball, get a couple good runs up the middle as they've had, but then I do think they need to mix it up with some play action and trying to throw it over the top after they've gotten the run established a little bit.
Meanwhile, Harvard-Westlake, any changes at all? I mean, it seems like everything that the Wolverines are doing is working.
I mean, really the only thing that stopped Harvard-Westlake has been penalties here and there on their drives, as we saw it on the last drive of the first half. Really, penalties backing them up after they were moving the ball so well. So maybe just focusing on your fundamentals and making sure that you're set and all those basic things. Clean up a few things here and there, but when you're up 4 scores and the defense hasn't allowed a single point, you can't ask for much more.
Well, we'll see how that materializes in the second half, folks, as time winding down on the intermission. 28-0 your scores you see up on your screen on a beautiful evening here in the San Fernando Valley, but right now it has been all Harvard-Westlake, as it has been a Wolverines game through the first 24 minutes. We'll be back with the second half in just a few moments here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com, part of the Play On High School Sports Network. Team warm-ups complete. Second half about to begin here at John Elway Stadium on the campus of Granada Hills High School. Jeff Kurtz alongside Michael Konowitz as we look to the second half of action. Teams switch sides. And Harvard-Westlake going right to left now in those white jerseys. Granada Hills left to right. Harvard-Westlake got the ball to begin the football game. They lead it 28-0. They will now be kicking off to the host Granada Hills Highlanders. And the Wolverines up 28-0, looking to maintain that advantage. And their defense is going to get first crack at Granada Hills to begin the second half as Temco set to kick the ball away. Keys to the second half, Michael.
Again, I think you just need to stick to the run a little bit if you're Granada Hills still, but then mix it up. Try and throw some long bombs, see if you can make something big happen.
Temco puts the ball in the air, and we are underway for our second 24 minutes, and this is going to go into the end zone for a touchback, but we have a penalty marker, and this is offside against Harvard-Westlake. And, you know, we didn't touch on this too much because it hasn't come back to bite the Wolverines, but that is their sixth penalty of the game. And as we mentioned right before the end of the half, Michael, probably the lone blemish on their record so far.
Yeah, really the only thing that's stopping them, again, we said it before, but themselves.
So Temco will now kick off at the 35-yard line. And Temco, much like a pitcher in a baseball game, wants a new ball. Or does he? No, he's going to get the one he's got out there. So let's see, our ball after the long kick. Temco, I wonder if that was the game ball, not the kick ball. And so, whatever, he's got the right football now. And he will reset after that 5-yard offside penalty on the special teams unit of Harvard-Westlake. Happy you're joining us wherever you're watching this game from around the world here on PlayOnSports.com. Just the second week of our national website and a lot of games going on from coast to coast. And invite you to check out other games around the state of California when our game is complete here as we've got a number rolling. Temco kicking this one away, and he puts it almost the exact same place he put one from the 40. This time kicking from the 35. He puts it in the back of the end zone, and Granada Hills will take over at their own 20, 1st and 10.
Ensures Granada Hills has a long field ahead of them.
And a couple of high fives from the coaching staff. Scott Ruggles and his crew, the head coach for Harvard-Westlake, happy with what they're seeing from their kicker, who's connected on 4 extra points and 2 touchbacks in this game. Granada Hills at their own 20, 1st down and 10. And Lucchese and his offense looking to get rolling here against the Wolverines. It has been tough sledding for Granada Hills offensively. On 1st down, Lucchese toss sweep right. This is Gamble, who's going to bounce off a couple of tacklers and then take it to the 20-yard line. The line of scrimmage where he is stopped. Chris Sebastian with the tackle. 2nd down and 10.
And 2nd and long is where it gets tough for the Highlanders because, again, their most successful aspect is their ground game. But 2nd and 10, if you don't get a big pickup here, it makes 3rd and long.
3 receivers out to the far side. Tight end right for Lucchese. 1 back in the backfield. Play action. Lucchese's going to sprint out left. He's going to be hit. He's going to be sacked for the 4th time. King got in there, and he was joined by Schlossberg, and they combined for a sack earlier on in the game. That's the 4th sack of the game for Harvard-Westlake, and each of those players now has 1 each.
And just so much momentum for the Wolverines. It just, you can see the score in the play on the field a little bit.
A loss of 9 brings up 3rd and 19. Boy, those sprint-out, play-action sprint-outs left and right are not working right now for Granada Hills. Much better between the tackles on those counter-running plays. But anything without a straight drop-back pass is not working out for the offense. This ball dropped on the exchange, and it's going to be recovered by Granada Hills back at the 5-yard line, 4th down, and that is not the type of drive that Granada Hills wanted to begin the second half.
Yeah, negative 17 yards, I believe. We'll see where the ball is spotted.
Negative 15 overall.
Negative 15-yard drive. That's that's not going to help you at all when you're down 28-zip.
Green kicking out of his own end zone. Green has had a 56-yard punt. He's also had a punt blocked. Bit of a mix for the punting game for Granada Hills and Harvard-Westlake. Are they putting a rush on here? They are. Green gets it away. High kick. This is going to be Robinson who's going to be hit as he makes the catch. Penalty marker.
I'm pretty sure
Did he signal fair catch?
No, but you got to give I'm pretty sure he got hit like right. It was close, but it looked like he almost got hit before the ball. He had an opportunity to catch the ball.
Well, this is going to give the Wolverines even better field position than they were already going to get. That catch was made at the 40-yard line, and Jackson hit Robinson right as the ball was arriving. And now our officials are going to huddle up and talk about it.
Yeah, it could be.
I wonder if they're going to pick this flag up. That looked to be fairly clean, though certainly spectacular. The timing on the part of Jackson was outstanding. And now they're trying to figure out if it was too quick. They are going to call a personal foul. A blow to the head is the call. So that's why the penalty. It was not violating the space. It was the helmet-to-helmet contact. And I wonder if that was, perhaps, I don't think that was on purpose on the part of Jackson.
No.
Did it look that way to you?
No, but, just thinking back, we obviously don't have the benefit of a super close instant replay or anything, but thinking back, he did lower his head a little bit maybe. It was just a bang-bang play, I think. I think you're right, though, Jeff. I don't think there was any malintent there.
Yeah, it was and a situation as well where, Jackson's hustling up the field. He stands 5'9". Robinson stands 5'8". Robinson lowers his body. He's running up to make the catch, so he's already lower to the ground.
Exactly.
And Jackson comes in low, and you get a helmet-to-helmet collision, and the personal foul called against Granada Hills. And so now Coach Ruggles on the near sideline here discussing his options with the officials. And we're going to see we're going to spot this one. It's going to be declined. So I guess they were going to call that a re-kick. Half the distance to the goal line would have put the ball at the 2.5-yard line, and Harvard-Westlake liked where they were at the 40. So back out there, Chad Knopf. 4 touchdown passes in the first half. 9:38 showing on the scoreboard clock here in the third quarter. And they're respotting the chains. Actually, they've gone too far. They were setting up on the far side, and they were giving Knopf an even better set of field position than he would have had a 1st and 1 as opposed to a 1st and 10. So after all that, Knopf now steps back in the shotgun formation, puts a man in motion right to left. The snap, here's a back lateral. Sebastian cuts up field. He's going to be tackled around the 34-yard line.
And a nice little stiff arm there. Got him another 4 or 5 yards.
I think they're going to give him 7 on first down, 2nd down and 3. 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. 2 receivers to either side for Knopf, a back in the backfield. He's going to keep it on the ground. Quick hitter up the middle. King into the secondary. Blows by everybody down inside the 5. Corey King at the 1-yard line blows through a hole up the middle and takes it 32 yards. And if there's any justice, they'll give him the ball again.
You said it, though. He just blew past everyone.
They are going to give it to King, and now we've got another penalty. And someone may have jumped a little bit too early here. No, we've got too many men on the field against Granada Hills, trying to get their new package in defensively after that big play, and they couldn't hustle everybody on quickly enough.
Harvard-Westlake with that no-huddle offense, just snapping it too quickly for Granada Hills to keep up.
So half the distance to the goal. King lining up to Knopf's left. Harvard-Westlake can execute a drive quickly. King finishes it with a 1-yard run. And on their first touch here in the second half, Harvard-Westlake goes 40 yards. Corey King, a 1-yard score.
And now if there was any energy left on that Granada Hills sideline, I think a lot of it has just been sucked out, what's left. You just have to wonder what angle you go at. It's still so much time left in the game, but now down 5 scores.
Temco adds the extra point. 35-0 Harvard-Westlake over Granada Hills. 8:43 left here in the third quarter.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other events on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. That's playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, Harvard-Westlake and their cheerleaders, I mean, let's do the math here, Michael. 35 push-ups now, 28 the time before, then 21, then 14, then 7. 42, 69, 104 push-ups so far for the Harvard-Westlake cheerleaders.
And I just actually moved away from Eugene, Oregon a few weeks ago where the Ducks play, making me feel a little bit at home, the Harvard-Westlake sideline with all these push-ups reminding me of the Oregon Duck.
You wonder at some point in the game, do the girls say, whoever decided this would be a good idea, I don't know what kind of person decided this would be a wise thing to do, but wow. Temco unleashes another one that is going to go in the back of the end zone. And Granada Hills once again at their 20-yard line.
And it'll be interesting to see, what Granada Hills, what their offense does now. Do they try and pass it and catch back up with Harvard-Westlake somehow, or do they stick to their ground game and try and just improve and kind of call it a game and just treat the rest of this game as almost a practice?
Well, you got to do something to build your confidence and build your momentum. I mean, right now what Granada Hills is facing is exactly what they did to Sun Valley last week. And so you got to work on things for upcoming weeks, and trailing 35-0. There's going to be a quarterback change for Granada Hills as Gamble's going to carry the ball for 4 yards. Now into the ball game is Gabe Jensen, who got some playing time last week. He replaces Luke Casey out there. And not sure if this is just giving the youngsters some snaps and some opportunities, or a situation where Lucchese might be injured. I don't see him on the far side of the field being attended to by training staff, so this just might be an opportunity for the sophomore to get some playing time. 2nd down and 6. 8:05 on the scoreboard clock to our right-hand side here at John Elway Stadium. Handoff running left across the 25 out near the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 more will be 3rd down and 3. As Salazar on the carry. This was a much anticipated matchup this week, but with the way Harvard-Westlake's offense and defense and even the special teams have been playing, it has been a difficult evening for the Highlanders.
Really, all phases of the game, and in their tough league, Harvard-Westlake only predicted to be around a 500 team, but if they keep playing this cleanly, I think definitely can finish higher in their conference standings than that.
Yeah, that's, boy, if prognosticators are watching this one right now, that must be one heck of a league. If you're going to be 500. Here's a Wildcat running left. And that was going to be David Salazar on the carry. He might get a yard. Excuse me, that was Chino Velasquez on the carry. So Velasquez gets a yard to the 28-yard line, 4th down and 2. And once again, the punting unit is on for the Highlanders. Green back out there. Right now, I think Harvard-Westlake playing with Oh, they are. They do have 11. They did a quick count. Nice kick by Green. It's going to take a Highlander bounce inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Green's gotten some good bounces in this game, but Harvard-Westlake will take over. They're actually going to mark it at the 39-yard line. 6:15 left, third quarter, and we'll see how much longer. Harvard-Westlake doesn't have a deep bench. So a lot of these guys, some of them playing both offense and defense, and Knopf still out there. I don't know who the backup is to Knopf necessarily, but he's still out there taking snaps midway through the third quarter. His team up 35-0. And we'll probably see a lot of action on the ground. No, instead he's going to pass. Knopf is going to throw underneath, near side, breaking a tackle, heading upfield, getting into Highlander territory goes Alex Cadiff.
Good little screen-type pass there and had a lot of room to run afterwards.
What a luxury for a head coach as well when you've got a quarterback like Knopf who you can see is very heady out there. He knows the playbook very well, almost like a second coach out on the field. Back to his right, two receivers either side. This one is going to be on the ground, running right up the middle. Big yardage, enough for another first down. Inside the 35 down to the 33 goes Desmond Butler.
And, you know, seeing a lot of Highlander arm tackles there up the middle, and you can't blame them too much. I mean, again, this offense has just worn them down. It's what it's designed to do.
Well, and the offensive line for Harvard-Westlake has been outstanding. Knopf has only been pressured twice. Running backs, after a few tough carries earlier in the game, are averaging 8 to 10 yards a pop. First down and 10. Play action, nice fake across the middle, wide open, breaking a tackle. Sebastian heading near side. He's inside the 15, down around the 12.
Sebastian just bouncing off defenders there like a pinball machine and able to stay on his feet for an extra 5 or 10 yards at least.
Knopf with Cadiff in the backfield, gives to Cadiff, running left, inside the 10, fumbles the football, and then lands on it. You're having a good afternoon when that happens. He dropped the ball and fell right on top of it at the 6-yard line.
And still a good first down gain, and you see there the Highlanders barely having time to get set and look at where the ball is before the ball gets snapped yet again.
Second down, a gain of 5. The give to Cadiff again. He's going to run right, weave inside the 5-yard line. That should be enough for a first down. And it will be first and goal.
And you still see the Wolverines still working on being ready to snap the ball as soon as humanly possible.
Actually, they're going to say third down and a yard. Excuse me. Cadiff gets the carry. He gets the first down this time, and he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Well, he made sure there was no question on that one and takes it down to the 1. And Harvard-Westlake still in that quick strike offensive mode. 4:29 left third quarter. Harvard-Westlake playing right now like they're late for a dinner reservation. Cadiff's going to be hit in the backfield and stopped for a loss.
But only a small loss. Cadiff a good job there even after he got pushed back of falling forward to limit the loss on the first down.
Second down and goal. Running left. And we got penalty markers flying in, 3 of them. At the end of the play, Granada Hills stopping Harvard-Westlake in the backfield. And we'll see what the call is. Certainly some vehement arm waving on the near sideline for Harvard-Westlake. A personal foul against Granada Hills. That could be what the coaches were complaining about, but the officials caught it. And so that will be a first down and half the distance to the goal line for Harvard-Westlake. The snap, the handoff. Cadiff again follows his mammoth offensive line around the right-hand side and scores from a yard out. The second 1-yard touchdown run in the third quarter for Harvard-Westlake. This time Cadiff takes it in from a yard away, and another score, touchdown for the Wolverines.
And just the mix of the talent on the Wolverine sideline along with that breakneck pace has just been a deadly combination.
Temko on for his 6th extra point try to go along with all his kickoffs as well. This one is good. 42-0. And the cheerleaders are about to tack on some more push-ups, folks. We'll take a quick break here on PlayOnSports.com. More action from Granada Hills High School with 3:43 remaining here in the third quarter in just a moment.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com. And so you see there more push-ups being grunted out there by the cheer squad of Harvard-Westlake. Good to see them keeping themselves in shape, though can't be bad for them.
I don't know if they would echo that sentiment at this point in the game. I'm doing the math here, Michael, and that is a heck of a lot of push-ups right now. 147 push-ups performed by the Harvard-Westlake cheerleading squad, and we still have 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in the quarter.
I think they need to get their crowd into it.
I think so. Here, kick. Temko is going to put it in the end zone for a touchback. And once again, Granada Hills for the third time here in the second half starting out at their own 20-yard line. You know, this offense that Harvard-Westlake is running is actually copied from the Granada Hills offense created by Jack Newmeyer back in the early 1970s. And so Harvard-Westlake is using a Granada Hills creation from 40 years ago against them and running it well. 42-0 the score. And first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Jensen back in at quarterback. Late arrival for Harvard-Westlake is Jeremy Tepper defensively. And a timeout is going to be called by Harvard-Westlake because I think Tepper was coming on and becoming the 12th man in the equation. And Harvard-Westlake is going to use the timeout right here, just their first. Well, folks, we'll be back at it next week here on PlayOnSports.com. More football action from around the state of California and around the country. Invite you to follow that all over the place. We're also on YouTube as well. So if you want to get the game mobily, you can go to our youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Catch any game that you like. This game will be available on demand. Highlights later on in the evening, presuming everything goes well technically, folks. As you often know with dealing with your own computers in this type of field and the internet, sometimes things work well and sometimes not so much. But we are going gangbusters tonight here, folks, and happy you're joining us here on PlayOnSports.com. As Jensen takes a snap and rolls slightly right, throws underneath and throws it to the linebacker. Nice interception by Harvard-Westlake. Picking that one off is Andrew Park. Park the pick, and I don't know if he's more excited or his coach is. 3:36 to play in the third, and once again Harvard-Westlake with the football at the 30-yard line of Granada Hills.
And just everything going the Wolverine direction.
And is Park, does he have the pick, and is he now playing center? He is, and a new quarterback out there, Albert Choi. So Park the pick, and now he's snapping the football. And Choi's going to keep it on first down, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield. Nice defense by Granada Hills. Getting in there, Maxon Saxon, whose name we called a lot last week for the Highlanders, but has been kept silent for most of the ball game by Harvard-Westlake's offensive line. Second unit out there for Harvard-Westlake right now, second down and 14. Joy was looking for a play call, got everybody all set up, and realized he didn't have the play. Now makes the adjustment at the line of scrimmage. He's going to tuck it away and keep it. No, nice handoff. Faked me out, faked out the defense, taking it all the way down. Desmond Butler around the 10-yard line.
And just right up the middle, everything opening up now for Harvard-Westlake. And, it's just got to be tough for the Highlander defense to even have anything left.
First down and 10. Choi with the ball. His team around the 13 is where they marked it. Choi's going to give it to, was that Cadiff? See, it was not Cadiff. Excuse me, that was Alec Dominic, number 34. Cadiff wearing number 32. No gain on the play, second down and 10.
No gain on the play, second down and 10.
Butler in the backfield this time. Choi steps back. Low snap. Choi picks it up. He's going to run to his right. He's going to tuck it away, head upfield, and get tackled just inside the 15-yard line, a loss of a couple. Third down and 12. But really, with a 6-score lead right now, points are a luxury for the Wolverines.
And the Wolverines are still going to go no-huddle. Certainly not to run up the score or anything, but just keep working on that no-huddle offense, especially with these second and third string players in the game now.
Yeah, this is just what they do. Choi, a late pitch behind Butler, who's going to stop, cut up field, and take it inside the 10-yard line. Actually, he's going to be tackled right at the 10 for a gain of 4, maybe 5. And they're going to bring on Temko, who is already connected on 6 extra points for a field goal. Temko is kicking this one from 27 yards out, just inside the left hash marks.
He certainly has the leg for it. We've seen that on his kickoffs.
The snap, a good one. The kick, plenty of leg on it, and it's plenty good. 45-0 is the score. And do the cheerleaders do the push-ups after the field goal?
And you see one of them is asking, do we have
to? Does it count for field goals? We will find out, folks, here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com, part of the Play On High School Sports Network.
And PlayOnSports.com, not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championships events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Well, the cheerleaders have gotten a reprieve after talking to their coordinator.
And they probably deserve a little break.
I'll tell you what.
Make the fans do it.
That was a relieved smile on the face of those girls down there. Already 147 push-ups, and they were staring at 45 more. So I don't know if the coordinator instituted a touchdowns-only rule there, but whatever it was, it saved them. 1:03 left, third quarter of play. And Jeff Kurtz alongside Michael Konowitz, Daniel Gutierrez, again our producer. Jared Nelson providing the video for you. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, so probably more so if you're a Harvard-Westlake fan right now than a Granada Hills fan, as Temko kicks it. A deep one into the end zone touchback. Temko putting on a kicking display here today. Show off your legs, son. I'll tell you what, one of the things that's evolved over the last 10 years at the high school level, and definitely in Southern California with the proliferation of kicking camps, Michael, is the kicking game. When I started calling high school games in California about 10 years ago, you might have a handful of kickers who could do what Temko is doing.
Absolutely.
In one section, San Diego, L.A., Southern. Now you've got a whole host of kickers who can do exactly what Temko is doing, and it is a weapon at the high school level with a mandatory touchback rule. When the ball goes in the end zone, you do not get to run it out like you do in the NFL. Here's a handoff on first down, and Salazar going nowhere after the give from Jensen. Lost 4, maybe 5. Second down and 15. Tackle on the play as we give credit to some of the defenders here. Ben Goldstein, a sophomore, getting some playing time in this game, makes the play. Granada Hills is going to have to get the ball snapped before the end of the quarter. Under 25 seconds to play here in the third. Jensen under center, taking a lot of time. And now Granada Hills is going to use a timeout with 13 seconds left in the third quarter. They've got 2 remaining, as does Harvard-Westlake. Well, I tell you, Michael, I've been impressed with Harvard-Westlake, to say the least.
Yeah, and Granada Hills has really just run into a train here in Harvard-Westlake. And, a good start to the season, 2-0, but just too much talent on the Harvard-Westlake sideline, combined again with a great game plan and a great offense.
Granada Hills was certainly looking forward to this game. The players talking to us last week after the Sun Valley game, which we covered here, and saying, we got to keep our focus, have a good week of practice. We heard that is exactly what occurred over the course of the week, but Harvard-Westlake's spread offense just proved to be too much this evening. And we still have 12 minutes and 13.1 seconds to go. Granada Hills, after the timeout, lining up in a 2nd and 15 situation, going left to right. A lot of shifting defensively by the Wolverines. I formation this time behind Jensen. Jensen's going to drop back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Down he goes. Another sack by the Wolverines.
And he went down hard there.
Was that Park again? The kid snapping the football. He's got a pick. Throwing a sack as well. Nice job, Andrew Park. That is the 5th sack of the game for Harvard-Westlake, and that completes the third quarter here on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Well, we turn our attention to the fourth quarter. One where Harvard-Westlake is comfortably in front. And a 3rd down and 21 coming up for Granada Hills as the Highlanders now going right to left. And Harvard-Westlake left to right. Granada Hills with Jensen still in the ball game under center. Salazar the back of the backfield. And we're going with a running clock here in the fourth quarter, given the lead. And Salazar is going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to get to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Back to the 9, 4th down, punting unit on for the Highlanders. What a tough evening it has been for Granada Hills offense. Their defense as well, but the offense, just a handful of first downs in this game after putting up over 50 points last week against Sun Valley.
I think maybe one of the few highlights for Granada Hills has been their punting game. Some good punts by Green, but now backed up in his own end zone. We'll see how he does with this one.
Second time he's been kicking from the end zone in this game. Folks, we'll have a pretty quick fourth quarter as we have the running time. Now 10:55 remaining in the game. Snap back to Green, a high snap. He gets the punt away, spiraling kick. And once again, a Granada Hills bounce. Every single time. Green booms this one from the line of scrimmage at his 9-yard line to the 44-yard line. 45, they call it. A 46-yard punt to go along with a 56-yarder earlier in the game. But when your bright spot of the game is the prolific punts, that your kicker is getting away.
Generally not a good sign.
No. But still, credit to that young man.
Yes,
He's doing a good job punting. And it's certainly set up Harvard-Westlake in tougher field position That 56-yarder earlier in the game started Harvard-Westlake at their own 1-yard line. Now we've got a penalty marker and too many men on the field against somebody. Let's see who this is going to be counted against. Granada Hills. So the ball to midfield for Harvard-Westlake, enjoying a 45-point advantage. Stay tuned at the end of the fourth quarter for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. Michael and I will break down the action from the game as a first down handoff on a 1st and 5 for Butler. Gets him 4 of the 5 yards required for a first down, 2nd down and 1. Michael and I will break down all the action, talking about the game. And a lot of this as a penalty marker is jumping offside was Harvard-Westlake. That is their 8th penalty of the game. But when you're up by 45, you've got room for those kind of mistakes.
Yeah, and you talked about Green putting Harvard-Westlake in worse territory. It just hasn't mattered to the Wolverines. Their offense just too good.
Yeah, they've been running this offense very, very well as Choi's going to take a low snap and keep the football. Breaking tackles, he's going to get the first down and pick up 8 yards. Nice run.
And he probably should have lost yardage on that play. Turns the loss into a first down.
That is all desire right there to the 43-yard line as the clock will continue to run. Under 8:30 left in the game.
Desire and probably a little bit of fatigue on the Granada Hills side of the ball.
The second-string offensive line doing a pretty decent job after the first-string offensive line. Here's a handoff, breaking into the secondary. Another first down around the 32-yard line goes Alec Dominic on the carry.
And Dominic breaking through a lot of tackles there, and give some credit to him. But again, the Highlander defense has just been on the field for so long. You have to expect this kind of thing to happen at some point.
First down and 10, yeah. Time of possession has certainly favored Harvard-Westlake because now we got all kinds of movement again and another penalty. Knopf came into the game 52 of 83 for 707 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's added 4 more today. He's got 11 TDs on the year in 3 games. And that's, if you count full games, as this one he was done pretty much, you'd call it at halftime. He stayed in the game, but it was pretty much a ground game for Harvard-Westlake from there on, as Choi is going to tuck it away and run. This time not a whole lot there on 1st and 15, maybe a yard. Shabahang added his 5th touchdown of the year. Hooks picked up his 3rd. Uloa grabbed his 1st. It was certainly a statistic-minded offensive football game for Harvard-Westlake. 6:52 remaining, and on 2nd and 14, another carry by Dominic inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line, where it'll bring up 3rd down.
And just continuing to bang the Highlander defense right up the middle, just create holes.
Third down and 7. Choi the snap. He's running the option. He's going to keep it, and he takes a lick from David Salazar.
Salazar, I believe the younger brother of Xavier Salazar, has made a couple nice plays on defense today. So there's another little bright spot for Granada Hills.
David the senior, actually Xavier the junior. So take exception there, perhaps. Older brothers want to make sure they stay that way. Here's 4th down. Choi wisely elects to pitch it on the option this time after he took a lick the last time. Ball loose on the turf, and it looks like Dominic's going to recover it at the 35-yard line. That was a 4th down play, and Granada Hills will take over with 5:40 and counting here in the 4th quarter, trailing 45-0.
And so make sure to stay tuned for PlayOnSports.com's postgame show, where we will select our player of the game and wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
That's Michael Conowitz. I'm Jeff Kurtz, bringing you all the action tonight from Granada Hills High School on what's been a beautiful evening here in Southern California, and especially if you're a fan of the Harvard-Westlake Wolverines. As Jensen back in the football game puts a man in motion from left to right. That is Nolan Mendoza. Toss sweep right-hand side. Gamble with a head of steam is going to be knocked down after a gain of a couple. Dominic makes the tackle. That's what you see a lot at these smaller schools when your roster isn't very deep. Dominic was playing running back a moment ago, and now he's playing linebacker. 2nd down and 7. And the clock winds down under 4:30 left, 4th quarter. Harvard-Westlake will move to 2-1 on the year. Granada Hills will fall to 2-1. Handoff running left-hand side. Penalty marker flies into the play. Nice push by Granada Hills, getting the ball out for Salazar, who's still on his feet and fighting for yardage, and takes it to the 43-yard line. And now we'll see what the call is. It's a block below the knees against Granada Hills. And the clock will continue to move. That's the 5th penalty of the game against the Highlanders. We'll be back to the drawing board for Billy Parra and his staff as they get set for more action next week against Kennedy on the road, as Granada Hills will hit the road and see how they fare. But certainly a lot to work on after this week. As the officials mark off the penalty all the way back to the 24-yard line. So on the chop block, it is 2nd down and a long way to go for Granada Hills. As Jensen rolling right, 3 white shirts pursue. He throws the ball up for grabs. It's going to fall incomplete. Third down, and the clock moves under 2:40 remaining in the game. Michael, boy, it has been an impressive performance on the part of the Wolverines.
Yeah, and now another tough break. Oh, maybe not. I thought there might be an intentional grounding call against Granada Hills, but it's going to go against the Wolverines, so they finally get a break due to the Highlanders.
Not many breaks today, but there was one early, and we talked about it early on. Harvard-Westlake turned the ball over on their first play from scrimmage, giving Granada Hills the ball inside the Wolverine 20-yard line. But 2 plays later, Granada Hills gave it back on an interception, and then it was off to the races on the part of Harvard-Westlake. And 45 points later, we've got 1:45 remaining. And a 1st down, handoff right side. Gamble is going to be knocked out of bounds. Robinson the tackle. And we are just about wrapped up here at Granada Hills High School for this, at least for regulation. Stay tuned for the post-game show, folks, where Michael and I will take a quick break, select our player of the game, then come back with the post-game show. Ball at the 46-yard line, 1:20 left. Second down and 4. Actually, excuse me, make that 2nd down and 3. Under a minute to play. Jensen takes the snap. Salazar bounces right-hand side, cuts upfield. Nice run before he is knocked down inside the 40-yard line. And it's good to see the Granada Hills coaches still working hard on that sideline, encouraging their players, because this is a long season, and you quickly put a game like this behind you if you're Granada Hills. And if you're Harvard-Westlake, too, you got to turn your attention to next week's action.
Absolutely, and from the Granada Hills perspective, week 3, and you came into this game 2-0, so now you're 2-1, but a long season ahead, as you said, Jeff, so you can't you can't let yourself get too discouraged, and you just got to keep on working on what's next.
This should be the last play of the game. Jensen, back to pass, now rolling right, looking, throwing, Luke Casey back in, and is it intercepted? They say incomplete. No, wait, they do say pick, excuse me. And that ends the ball game. 45-0, the final score, as Harvard-Westlake again moves to 2-1 on the year. They take the ball game over Granada Hills in very fine fashion here at John Elway Stadium. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Come back with the post-game show. Again, your final score, 45-0, Harvard-Westlake over Granada Hills. Back with more on PlayOnSports.com in just a moment.